Hello, my wonderful friends. Magus with you on a beautiful day in Asha. If you're brand new to the channel, we're Zoroastrians. We are the Magi. And we're going to talk about living in heaven on earth that we call Asha. And in Zarathustra's Song 4, he maps it out so simple and so beautiful how to invoke Asha. You know, you can picture it like two worlds. It's the multi-worlds. And how do we get to Asha? It's great to know about it, but how do we live in Asha, in peace and love and protection and provision? And I'm going to share that with you. It's in his Song 4, and then we're also going to be in Asha 13. So if you got your book Asha, grab that. I've got my pink Asha hoodie on today because I was feeling springtime so powerful today. For many of you, you know I live in just about 200 acres here up in the woods, and I've got the most beautiful animal friends. And I was just out. It's a sunny day, which is so beautiful when it's been cloudy for so long, and it's a bright, beautiful blue sky. Oh, and the sun is so warm. And my favorite deer that I call Apples, because she has an absolute apple addiction. You know, I was just out there feeding her and loving on her, and we're so close, and I love her so much, and I was feeling so grateful. She's been with me like 8 years, and that she's still alive and still with me. And then the mountain chickadees, I love those little birds. They're so cute, but they play different songs different times of the year. And today I heard that their spring song for the first time. I don't know if I can do it. It's like, and it just, it brought so much joy to my heart. The sun, the blue skies, my favorite deer, the song of the birds, and the fresh mountain air. And I was feeling Asha so strong. My friends, you know, there's a lot of negative energy and information out in the world, always trying to call us to their world. And we have to be so careful to guard our hearts and minds so that once we get in Asha, we stay in Asha. And Zarathustra talks about in Song 4 about a long-lasting Vohu Mainyu, God mind, because the only way we get to Asha is through the God mind. And then if we can hold that God mind, stay in that God mind. And at the end of this message, I'll give you a few things that I do that may help you. So we're going to be in Zarathustra's Song 4. It says, "The Magi shall teach the unheard word to those who destroy the righteous world by their wrongful doctrines." So the teachings of the Magi, we're going to teach the hidden words, because there's a word that brings you into Asha, heaven on earth. But the dark system has covered up those words, changed meanings of words. My friends, we're so far that people, when they hear the word God from the world religions, they think of a highest principle that can get jealous, angry, can hate, kill men, women, and children, send good and evil, right? And so they got the wrong idea of these words, and people get lost in it. And my friends, form and matter, the world, it's just energy, and energy is information. So we have to get the right doctrine, the right words. In verse 3, it says, "The happiness that you have promised." Spirit promises us Asha, heaven on earth, through your mental fire and Asha. And get this, it's a matter of discerning principles. This is everything. Discerning the principles of good and evil. And what has happened is the world religions and that dark matrix, they've mixed them. That's why Zoroaster means unmixed. It's pure starlight. It's undefiled, undiluted, unmixed light. It's pure. It's good. It's not, this God doesn't send good and evil, doesn't love and hate, doesn't go to peace and war. that doesn't kill men, women, and children, and like bloody sacrifice and all those things. It's pure Zoroaster. It's the discerning of the principles. That's number one. So if you got a pen, write that down. Discerning. It's the purity of the all-good spirit. And in verse 4 says, when Asha, heaven on earth, is to be invoked, summoned, may the wise lords be with their reward. And I seek, through Vohu Mainyu, the God mind, the Christ mind, right, here in the West, powerful dominion for my people so that we may overcome the lie, the evil world. My friends, as he tells us, how do we invoke it? Through Vohu Mainyu. What is Vohu Mainyu? I like using the Christ mind here in the West because a lot of people don't know what that is here, but they'll understand the Christ mind. The message of the Christ, I'm not talking Christianity here. Jesus wouldn't have been a Christian these days. The Christ mind, what it was the teaching of, right, he brought the loving Father, the all-good God. Well, when they say this woman's to be stoned like Moses said, he said no. When James and John said, let's call down fire from heaven on this town that rejected our message, Jesus said, you don't know what spirit you're of. He said, love your enemies. Don't have an enemy. Be love. God is love. God has been misrepresented. He brought us back the loving Father. And then the Christ mind also said that you are one with that loving Father. So we discern the principles, we restore God's image, and we realize we come from that good spirit. We're made of that good spirit. Be that good spirit. Now we're already attuning ourselves to truth, to Asha, the perfect creator's perfect idea. Are you guys getting this? I hope you're seeing it like you never saw it before, because we're going somewhere. Your life is going to change today. Verse 6 says, the best shall come to the wise person who will hold and share my word. And this leads to Asha, to wholeness, to immortality, to God life, to divine dominion, to Asha, heaven on earth. How do we do it? It says to him who will hold, right, hear it and hold it and be it and share it. And when we be it, we share it. My friends, there's no other way. When you become love, you're going to shine forth love. When you've taken that right spirit into you, you've discerned the principles, you've taken the good spirit into you, you've become that, like the Christ mind, Vohu Mainyu, Jesus is the way, right? The Christ mind. And now we're holding that, we're being that, and by cosmic law, we begin to create that. Verse 7, he who thought first the lights emanate with bliss, right? God's creation was just bliss and light. Through his wisdom, the creator of Asha, which holds Vohu Mainyu, the God mind, also realized peace. Verse 19, Lord, one who listens and realizes truth, again, right? Hears and holds, listens and realizes the truth, becomes a life-healing, wise person. And then I love this. He controls his tongue to express the right words when he wills. Zoroastrian was always talking about, let me speak your words, God, your prayers, your truth. Let me think your truth, speak your truth, act your truth, be it, and create it. And then it says, whoever goes over to Asha, right? So there's the two worlds. Maybe you're in that mixed world. If you go over to Asha, whoever goes over to Asha enjoys a bright future. But the wrongful live a long life of darkness. Verse 21 says, all good spirit, Mazda, grants wholeness, right? Wholeness, health. He grants immortality, God life, abundance, protection, provision, and divine dominion in Asha. To him who is his friend, who partners with him. How do we partner with the all-good spirit? We restore his image. We discern the principles. We restore God back to his rightful name. We attune ourselves to that spirit. we be that. We be that pure light, that pure love, that pure kindness, unmixed, undefiled, undiluted, Zoroaster, pure starlight. And my friends, you are sucked into that other world that we call Asha, heaven on earth. A few things that I do myself, and you can do what works for you, but I wanted to share. Every day I go out for a walk in nature. About 10-15 minutes, all the chatter starts to slow down in my mind. And I start to attune with the birds and the sun and the smells and the flowers and my deer and the songbirds and the peace. And I just breathe. And I'll recite Asha. I've got the whole book of Asha memorized. Asha 13, my favorite. And the original word of the good religion, all good comes from the Creator and no evil comes from Him. And from this original word, the perfect Creator's perfect thought, my spiritual life aligns and my material world comes into order. The original word of false religion is that evil comes from the Creator, and from that false idea is all the evil creatures suffer. The original word, all good comes from the Creator. And when I'm out for my walk, I'm thinking that all good comes from the all good Creator, and I come from that God, and I'm made of that God, and I shall return to that God, and I attune myself to that frequency of love and light and purity and goodness. And I hold that frequency that holds me in Asha and in peace and protection. Another thing I love to do, I love to read. And so every day I will have a special time where I sit down with a book that I love. And I'll make it special. I'll either make a cup of tea, light some candles, or I'll go outside on my porch there, sit in the sun with my animals around me and the birds singing. And I create an atmosphere. I'll take a blanket and a pillow out with me in my chair outside. And then a warm beverage. And I just create a moment. I'll read a couple pages and then I'll look around and just be grateful for this heaven on earth. There's little things you can do to guard your heart, guard your eyes, guard your ears. Don't let them fill you with a lie and illusion and those low frequencies that pull you out of Asha. You choose what your eyes see and ears hear. Choose high vibrating, high frequency music and stories. Turn away and run if you see the words of low frequency and vibration. You can put yourself in these situations that rise you up into these high frequencies of Asha, of truth. What I'd love for you guys to do, memorize Asha 13. You want to get close to Asha, hold it in your heart, in your memory, where it becomes a part of you. The original word of the good religion, all good comes from the Creator and no evil comes from Him. From this original word, my spiritual world is made straight, my material world comes into order.